All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to demystify a really critical part of the modern business world, SAP S/4HANA Quality Management. We're breaking down what it is, who's involved, and why it's so incredibly important for making sure things are done right. Let's get to it.
Have you ever really stopped to think about this? You know, from the phone you're holding to the car you drive, how do these huge global companies get it right, not just once, but millions of times over? It seems like an impossible task, right? Well, that's the exact problem that quality management systems were built to solve.
So at its heart, quality management isn't just about finding mistakes at the very end. No way. It's a proactive system, and it's built on three main pillars. First, there's quality planning. That's where you set the rules. Then you have quality inspection, where you actually check the work against those rules. And finally, quality control, which makes sure the whole system is working properly. So you plan, you inspect, and you control. Simple as that. And that's exactly where SAP comes into the picture. Inside the massive SAP S/4HANA ecosystem, there's a dedicated tool for this, the Quality Management Module, or QM. This is what takes that whole system of plan, inspect, control, and makes it digital. It's really the engine that drives a company's promise of quality. Okay, so here's something you've really got to understand. Quality management isn't some isolated department stuck in a back room. It can't be. To work, it has to be woven into the very DNA of a company's entire supply chain. And you can see that so clearly here. I mean, just look at all these connections. It starts way back when you're buying raw materials. That's procurement. It's there during production, when you're selling and distributing, even when things are just sitting in storage. Of course, it covers planning, inspection, and improvement too. It touches everything. And that deep integration, that's what makes it so powerful. It keeps everyone focused on quality from the very beginning to the very end. All right, enough with the abstract ideas. To really get this, let's make it personal. Let's meet the team. We're going to introduce you to four people, four key roles, whose jobs bring quality management to life inside SAP every single day. First up, meet Petra. We're calling her the Master Planner. And that title is perfect because you can think of her as the architect of the whole quality process. She draws up the blueprints before anyone else can even start. So what does she do? Well, her mission is absolutely vital. She's in charge of all the master data. Now that's the core information in SAP that says, okay, for this product, here's what we need to inspect, here's how we inspect it, and here's what good enough actually looks like. Bottom line, if Petra doesn't do her job setting up these rules, nobody, and I mean nobody, can perform a quality check. It all starts with her. Next up, we have Brian, the inspector. So if Petra is the architect drawing the plans, Brian is the guy on the ground with the hard hat on, actually making it happen. Brian's job is all about execution. He takes Petra's plan and he follows it. He's the one doing the checks, recording the measurements, and here's the important part. He's the first person to spot a problem. When he finds something that isn't right, he creates what's called a quality notification in the system. And that little notification, that's the alarm bell that kicks off the whole process to fix the problem. Which leads us directly to Helly. And let me tell you, her role carries a ton of weight in this process. She is the decision maker. So after Brian does his inspection, all of his findings land on Healy's desk. Her mission is to make the final usage decision. This is the big moment. It's the official call. Does this batch of products pass and get sent to customers, or does it fail? Her decision is the ultimate quality checkpoint. Nothing gets past her without a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And finally, we have Marco. Now, his job is a little different. He's not involved in the day-to-day inspections, but without him, none of this would work. He's the architect, but for the system itself. Marco's the tech guru, the implementation specialist. His job is to take the standard SAP QM module and customize it so it fits the company like a glove. See, every business does things a little differently. Marco is the one who fine-tunes the system to match those unique processes. He literally builds the digital stage where Petra, Brian, and Healy perform their roles. Okay, so we've met our team. We've got the planner, the inspector, the decision maker, and the architect. Now, let's put it all together and see how their jobs lock into place to create one smooth, powerful process. And here it is. It's a beautiful, logical flow, isn't it? Everything has to start with Petra's plan. You just can't inspect something if you haven't defined the rules first. That plan then gives Brian everything he needs to execute the inspection. His results then flow directly to Healy, who has the critical job to decide if the product is good to go. And if not, Any problems found are recorded, which kicks off the improve step. It's this perfect circle, always pushing for better quality. Now, I have to pause here because this right here is so important. An inspection lot cannot be finished, it can't be closed out until Heli makes that usage decision. Nothing moves. That one step is a critical bottleneck by design. It makes sure that every single inspection is reviewed and signed off on before anything goes out the door. So, we've covered a lot. But if you walk away with just one thing from all of this, what should it be? It's this. Quality management is not a solo act. It is a team sport. It's a connected system where every single one of these roles is absolutely essential. Brian can't do his job without Petra's plan. The entire process grinds to a halt without Healy's decision, and none of it runs smoothly if Marco hasn't built the right system for them. Each person is a critical link in that quality chain. So I'll just leave you with this final thought. Now that you've met the team, now that you see how these roles connect, just imagine, how could a truly connected quality process, where every step is clear, every decision is tracked, and every person knows their part, how could that fundamentally transform a business?